Welcome back. We have a special guest today. It is Don King over there.
I'm just letting it go, man. I don't care anymore. I'm gonna look like one of those like when grass grows too long and it becomes almost like corn. you know.
Yep. Yep. Well, at that point, then you get the seed. Then you can replant it in your lawn.
Yep. And birds will be nesting in there eventually. It's nice. It's like a little ecosystem.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. So speaking of ecosystems, this one's interesting to me. Did you see the news about Zoom this morning? It's not bad news, I don't think.
No, I did not.
So I think it's fair to say Zoom has sort of taken over the internet as the preferred platform for communication. It's growing heavily. So they signed a cloud partnership with Oracle. That was their...
Okay.
They looked at Amazon, they looked at AWS, and then they chose Oracle.
For what?
For Oracle's tried and trusted cloud service.
Is this a joke?
No,
are you kidding me?
I'm not even
What are you
kidding.
talking about?
Like
what cloud business?
Here we are. Yeah.
Look, I've said this before. I'll just say it again. Don't use Zoom. Just don't use Zoom.
Yeah. So it was just things I was not expecting to wake up to today, but here we are. So, also things happening today. Microsoft's earnings is this afternoon.
It is. Is it today or tomorrow?
Yeah, no, it's
today. Oh, good. Good timing. Right after Windows Weekly. Thanks, Microsoft. And isn't Apple's this week? I thought Apple's was going to be yesterday, but I guess not. Maybe Apple's is tomorrow or Friday.
Apple earnings day.
I thought it was this week.
So I typed it into Bing. I got nothing.
Yeah,
nothing,
we'll see. There's
nothing of useful. So let's try it on Google now. Apple earnings day. Exact same query.
April 30. It is tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Google puts it right up at the top in big, bold, black.
Yeah, it's almost like they know what a search engine is supposed to do.
Yeah. So there you go. 4:30. So that is
People
tomorrow.
keep telling me, Bing's just as good. How would you know? How would you know?
It's the Oracle of cloud services.
The Oracle. Yeah. Well. Yeah, I get. Yeah, okay. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that analogy meant, but anyway, so Google is also making meat free for everybody. Again, likely
meat like from a meat packing plant. The meat we actually need.
That's what they should have called it. They called it grid
meat.
view, where there's like 97 people on it, just called the meat view.
Oh God.
And yeah.
When I cancel it, they'll rename it to Google Met. Come on,
that was.
It was okay.
Yeah,
kind of a dad joke. But.
Yeah, but Google had decent earnings, actually, considering everybody expected the world to fall off with their advertising revenue, which it somewhat did, but not as bad as I think as people thought. So
I can't find this. Oh, yeah. So the interesting thing about this, I didn't listen to their post earnings conference call, but they, for the first time, I believe, actually published the full remarks of Sundar Pichai. Is that how we said it? Pichai? The CEO of both Alphabet and Google. There's some interesting tidbits in there, and it doesn't have the Q&A, and so I think I'm going to have to go back and still. I might write about this, but I think it's notable. He only mentions the word Pixel once in the entire discussion, and that was because they have new headphones. He does, and actually, I should say he does. Well, actually, he admits that their smartphone business declined yet again due to falling consumer demand globally. So you could try to blame that on the COVID thing, but that was only in the final month of that quarter. Their smartphone business also fell a year ago. I've said this before. I think their smartphone business is a disaster, but whatever. And there's some interesting, and I meant to look this up, and maybe you'll remember. I don't know, but he also said, and this is probably not a new number, there are now over 2.5 billion monthly active Play devices worldwide. Now, actually, it's a somewhat new number because the way they would have said this before, and I think they would have announced, they probably did announce this at Google I/O last May, was 2.5 billion monthly active users of Android, right? So obviously there are some millions,
Mm-hmm.
maybe not billions, but certainly millions of some kind of Android devices that don't have the Play Store on them, I guess.
Yeah.
So they're AOSP devices or whatever, Huawei devices now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's some interesting data in there, and I may write it up if I don't know this. Post it in the Thought Now thing for premium guys, but I'll probably write something about that.
Yeah. So we'll get Microsoft today, Apple tomorrow, and we'll all have pumpkin pie on Friday or something.
My wife's been kind of on a cheesecake kick lately,
mm-hmm,
so cheesecake's been a thing.
I'll tell you what, you ship some of that this way, and I'll ship my wife with that Clippers that way.
Yeah,
And,
all right. No, that's a deal. I'm getting a little tired of the cheesecake, I got to tell you.
Dude, I was just looking at thinking about dinner last night. I was like, I'm just gonna eat ice cream. I didn't do it, but I wanted to. Like,
You should have.
like,
What's the difference?
I mean, at this point, who cares? Like, it's.
I'm not exaggerating when I say literally. I get up in the morning, or I'm in that phase of waking up where you're not quite there, and I wonder, what is it, Saturday?
Yeah, like it just.
Well,
the biggest.
It's weird. Like every day's weird.
Like my little panini sandwich that I tried to make earlier this week was not a disaster, but it didn't live up to the hype that I had established in my head. And so I think the basil was a little overpowering. And so I need to go with like a pesto or something that might be some sort of.
You should have had your daughter jump on it to flatten it.
Well, that.
That could have become an activity.
Yeah.
She must weigh all of 25 pounds.
Yeah, I wish at this point. I think she's about double that now. And it's
okay.
Yeah, not quite as easy just to pick her up off the couch and throw her like I used to.
Yeah. Like that guy that threw his cat and then had to leave his job. Did you ever see that?
No, what?
I think it was like someone. I don't know if it was like a school council meeting or something, but everyone's at home obviously. So right in the beginning of the call, this guy picked the cat up. It was in front of the screen and threw him across the room, and everyone was like, and so anyway, he was forced to leave. He stepped down, but they told him he had to leave.
My favorite animal throwing GIF, since we're on that topic, is I think the guy's name was Kevin Rose. It was the guy that founded dig.com, if you remember that website. Right. Mm-hmm. So there's a GIF of him. It was from his security camera. His dog was apparently being attacked by a raccoon.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, and he like grabbed the raccoon by the back legs, like two of them, and just he-hoed this thing. Just like
down the stairs.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Downstairs, yeah.
I can watch that for hours. Just
one of my favorite, my daughter probably spends many afternoons just watching like cute kitten videos and stuff like that. But one of my favorite animal videos is I love raccoons, but it's like a raccoon and it's a big fat raccoon and he's on like a dumpster and what he wants to do is jump onto the fence and it's maybe like a foot away. But so he's kind of on the edge and he's like wiggling and he's wiggling and then he jumps and it's like a Warner Brothers cartoon. He literally he goes about halfway and then just falls straight down. it's like the Coyote Roadrunner thing where the guy falls off the cliff. Like there's like a 1 second period where he's like hovering in the air. He just falls straight.
Just game over.
It's beautiful.
Also beautiful thing, Spotify has 130 million paid subscribers.
Yeah, up I think it was 124, 126 last quarter, but year over year like 31, I think it was 31% growth.
Yeah, that's a healthy business. At least it seems so on paper. So
well, yeah, I mean yeah, so they have a lot of subscribers. They also have, I think overall, I think it was 286 million monthly active users. They do, they report an operating loss, but honestly, their operating loss was significantly lower than it was a year ago. Like I think last year was 50 something million, and this year it was 10 million. And this is on, I don't remember all the numbers. I'm not looking at it, but some billions in revenues. Like I don't know. I mean, does this business ever turn a profit or whatever? I don't know.
That's one of those interesting things. It seems like it'd be pretty easy for them to turn a profit. Is like, hey, we're going to go to business. You go to their major record label. You be like, look, you like getting our check from us each month? We can't sustain this. If you'd like to continue to get a check, we need to renegotiate.
I had read something where music services are priced artificially low because of Apple. And when like this thing, like a standard Spotify subscription to make money for them should cost like $15 a month, but it's 10. And the reason is Apple subsidizes Apple Music and they can't compete otherwise. Like the price of this thing would have gone up.
Yeah.
So let's hope Apple loses so prices go up.
Yeah.
Wait, I
Mhm.
don't know. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's a tough one. It's a tough, as a consumer, like you don't
Right.
want to see the price go up,
Yeah.
right?
$10 a
Obviously,
month
but
is
yeah.
great.
Yep. Yep.
So that's where we're at in the world. We will see what else goes on the rest of this week and
So
earnings.
one other thing, just
Yep.
I haven't written this up yet, but OnePlus 8 and OnePlus 8 Pro are available today for purchase.
Hmm.
Um, I will publish my review of the OnePlus 8 Pro later today.
All right. We will be on the lookout for that. That'll be.
Yeah,
I was trying to think of something hilarious to say, but it just not. It just.
it's great overall. I'll ruin the surprise. The
Hmm.
camera is not good.
Hmm.
It's not good. And this is one of those times where I've actually gone and looked to see what other people have written
Hmm.
and video reviews and things. And I have seen such great praise of this camera. I have confusedly gone back to my own and to see if I missed a setting or something, or
Hmm.
I looked at the pictures. I went, yes, it was a beautiful day, sunny, clear. People were out, everything green is happening, and I took several pictures with this phone, and they're
Yeah.
terrible. Like they're terrible. Um, so that's it. That's disappointing. But other than that, I mean, honestly, um, the rest of it is fantastic.
There we go. Well, I guess we'll look for that later.
Or not, because I just ruined it.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
up to you
say,
guys.
or,
You do
or
whatever you
that's what I
want.
was
It's
thinking.
fine.
It's like, there you go. Either buy
Yeah.
it or you don't. I suspect most people won't, but if you are, now you know.
Yeah, that is a problem. It's kind of a smaller company, but
Yep. Catch all of you right back here tomorrow.